Hi, I'm Morty from Gnalfglins. I've just come in from the morning milking our Jersey cow Gracie, and I thought I would show you in this video what I'm going to do with all the milk today. Now this might change day to day, but here's an example of a somewhat typical morning of divvying up the milk. Okay, so let me just describe a little bit what happens in the barn first. Well, I have to milk out Gracie twice. She's our Jersey cow. The first time is just, what she lets down for me. Then I let the calf on and she lets down again. So that very first milking is usually between 1.5 gallons to 2 gallons. Goes in the bucket, and it's not that creamy of milk because she saves her creamy milk for her calf. So what I do is I take some jars out with me in the barn. I also take my filtering contraption, which is a gold coffee filter that I use and sanitize every day. And this is a wide mouth filter that makes pouring into the jars easier. And so I'll take my first batch of milk from Gracie and I will fill up my assortment of jars I brought out to the barn. So that makes it really easy. Come in the house, it's ready to go. Either put it in the fridge, whatever I do with it. Then I milk out Gracie a second time and I just leave that milk in the bucket and I deal with it when I get in the house. Okay, so of the first amount of milk that Gracie gives, here's 1 gallon, and I'm going to clabber this. Clabber is to allow raw milk to spontaneously sour and thicken on its own. The naturally present bacteria, organisms, will proliferate as they eat the milk sugars and milk protein. They'll give off acids. The acid will thicken the milk. It's usually about a 2-day process. So that's going to go to clabber. Then I've got this milk, and I know what I'm going to do with this 1/2 gallon. This is going to go for kefir. Now at this time of year, it's spring in Oregon, and I kefir milk for 48 hours. This is a finished batch that's had 48 hours, so it's super easy to dip my spoon in, collect my big lump of grain, kefir grain, plop it into the new batch, give it a stir, and cover this then with a paper towel and rubber band. And this is going to go back to its kefiring spot. Cover this because it gets refrigerated now. And I mark all my jars. I'm going to cross out that date, cross that out. I mark them in the fridge so I don't confuse kefir and milk. So just for kefir, it's just a simple K. And now that goes in the refrigerator. Now this quart of milk from the first batch of milk from Gracie, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet till I see how much she gave the second time around. So I'll put that to the side for the moment. I know what I'm doing with this milk in the bucket. It's Gracie's hind milk, the creamiest milk, and this is the milk I always use for cheese. Cheese is just better with whole milk and cream. You get a nice creamy texture for your cheese and you also get better yield. So this is going for cheese today. And the cheese I'm making today is this Middle Eastern cheese. It's a very low-tech cheese. It doesn't require heat, it doesn't require a thermometer, it doesn't require time or pressing. All you do is just do a couple stages every day over the course of 4 days and you have this wonderful cheese, which I keep in olive oil, so I don't even need a refrigerator to preserve it. So I'm going to just, this is not filtered, this came right from Gracie, so I'm going to filter the milk. And I need 1 gallon of it for the Middle Eastern cheese. So here's my first 1/2 gallon in a pot. You can use a bowl. And here is the second 1/2 gallon. Okay. All right. Now, making this cheese is going to be a topic for the Cultured Dairy and Basic Cheese e-course, so I'm going to set that aside till I'm ready to make that. And I found out that I do have a little bit more milk left here, so I will just add it to this batch. Now, you don't normally mix milk on different days, but this is the same day, milked out within just a few minutes of each other, so it's fine to mix. So there, got about 6 cups left over. Now these are going to be washed, sterilized, and this jar, then, it is milk, and how I label this in the refrigerator is by the date. And today is 4/21. And what I do for myself, if if I was using Gracie's creamy milk and I was storing it in the refrigerator is I put a check mark by the date, and that tells me that in 24 hours, that's one of the batches that I can skim the cream off if I want separate cream. So there you go. This is a typical day in the kitchen, figuring out what to do with all my milk. Hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.